Other stories we're tracking: a weekend homicide in Hopkinton, raising questions over Rhode Island's red flag laws. How did someone out on bail for domestic violence get their hands on a gun?
Well, tonight we are investigating that. NBC 10's Gabrielle Caracciolo joins us live in Studio A. Gabrielle?
Dan Patrice, less than 2 months before this deadly shooting, police arrested Joseph Francis back in May. He was facing charges for domestic violence and having large capacity magazines, and court documents show that he was out on bail. A no contact order was also issued.
These homicides are preventable.
While out on bail for a domestic violence arrest, police say this weekend Joseph Francis shot and killed his estranged wife.
It's a very tragic event. Anytime you have any type of domestic, those are very dangerous calls to go on.
In May, police responded to their Hopkinton home after their kids called their grandmother to say they thought their dad was hurting their mom. According to the police report, Joseph broke his wife Stephanie's cell phone during an argument about their separation. During a struggle, her head hit the ground. While responding to that incident, police took handguns and 16 loaded high-capacity magazines from the home, charging Joseph for felony possession of large-capacity feeding devices and numerous domestic violence charges.
There are lethality risk factors that we can look for.
Lucy Rios leads the Rhode Island Coalition Against Domestic Violence.
When a victim has recently left a relationship and when there's a presence of a firearm, but there are more.
She says cases like this underscore the importance of keeping guns away from domestic abusers.
The more that we pay attention to those lethality risk factors, the safer our communities will be.
Court documents show when Francis posted bail, a domestic no-contact order was issued. Police say with that order in place, he was prohibited from purchasing or possessing any firearms. And because that order was issued, police say an order under the state's red flag law didn't need to be. But how he obtains the gun used this weekend is still under investigation.
A no-contact order is a tool, a restraining order is a tool that can provide and does provide a measure of safety for many victims of domestic violence. And in the cases where there are such present lethality risk factors, where we know that this abusive party is escalating in their behavior, sometimes it isn't enough, as in the case that we just saw happen in Hopkinton.
The Coalition Against Domestic Violence says it's important for everyone to be aware of warning signs of domestic violence. Outside of physical injuries, warning signs can include when a partner is controlling over a person's phone and their location, or other shifts in a victim's behavior. In studio, Gabrielle Caracciolo, NBC 10 News.